All right, guys, we are back with the past tense. This is the Spanish Code Podcast. I am Christian. With me, as always, and again, Nelfer Belija. And today is a continuation of our last video where we covered fui a, right? Because it's so helpful. We go from the present tense, voy a, to the past tense, I went to, fui a, fuiste a, fue a, fuimos a, fueron a. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take all of the different videos that we've been covering, and Nelfer is going to give you what we call Hack My Spanish here at Blink, because it is pure genius. Just putting things in a certain order to study and speak and talk about ourselves can help you accelerate your Spanish growth faster than anything, faster than any class, just by putting things in a certain order. So without further ado, actually, there is more ado. Like and subscribe, guys. We need you guys to follow us. We need you to leave us comments, and we need you guys to tell us how good looking we are.
Okay, now we have everything we need to survive en español. We have created like so many formulas that now we can apply in order to speak in past, present, and future. Take a moment to think, what do I need when I need to navigate like a Spanish country, like a place with a different language? Now we're talking about Spanish, and then you're going to think, okay, pretty much we're going to be saying things about what we're doing now, what we did before, which is this, and what we're going to do later. We need to speak about our plans, what's happening right now, what do we want, what we need. And now we have all that. We can create right now a cool hack to survive en español. And that's what I'm going to show you. You have seen this. If you've been following us for the last podcast, if you haven't, you need to go see the last videos, because we already covered the hack for the present tense, the level A1. In every single school in the world, they are going to teach you A1, A2, B1, B2. It's the levels of the language, right? But there's a way to put all that information together to work. I don't like teaching like topic by topic. I don't like to spend 4 hours or of your life teaching you only like one verb. Today we're going to learn estar, and then we spend like a lot of time learning like estoy, estás, estás. It's better to put everything to work together, to integrate those formulas, and this is the place to do it. This hack, this chart is gonna blow your mind when you understand how to use it to practice by yourself, right? Because we already did the present tense. We don't need to go through that again. If you wanna review it, you can go to the podcast where we speak specifically about the present tense. Then we did the double verbs. We're gonna practice all this, don't worry. Quiero, necesito, tengo que. This is still present. We're conjugating querer in present tense, right? Necesitar is an AR verb. We say necesito, tengo que, puedo, prefiero. And the rule of double verbs is that you conjugate the first one and you don't need to change the second one. Like quiero trabajar, necesito trabajar. All those combinations are perfect. It's a perfect sentence in Spanish. It's a complete sentence. What do you want to do? Quiero trabajar. And if you want to be more realistic, no quiero trabajar, right? I don't want to work. Then we have the structure to give an opinion, to be plus adjective plus infinitive. It means it is important to do something. It's necessary to go. It's easy to learn Spanish in this way, right? So we say es, which is it is. Es importante, es necesario, es posible, es interesante. And then we're using as an example, trabajar all the time. So es importante trabajar, pero es difícil trabajar, right? Then we have what we just covered, ir a. We conjugate ir, in this case in present tense. Voy, vas, va, vamos, van, ustedes van. And then we always add the a. Voy a, vas a, va a, vamos a. And then we can add any AR, ER, and IR. In this case, trabajar. Voy a trabajar. I'm going to work. And finally, remember that we covered already the ing words. Ando, yendo. I replace the ending AR and I put ando. Bailando. So what is the ing for trabajar? You can say it now. Stop the video if you need to think a little bit, but you know it, right? Estoy trabajando. Estás, you are, estás trabajando. Trabajando doesn't work by itself. You need to put someone who is like performing the action with the verb estar. I am working. So estoy trabajando, right? This is what we did before. Here we have all the structures that we can do with the present tense. But now we can do exactly the same in past tense. Once we know the conjugation, like a few podcasts ago we covered it, so go see it if you haven't. Hablé, hablaste, habló, hablamos, hablaron. Comí, yo comí, comiste, comió, comimos, and they comieron, right? So when we go to the column of double verb, now we don't conjugate querer in present tense, quiero. Now we need to say, instead of I want, I wanted. And you know that one because we did the irregular verbs. Quise, I wanted. Quise. Necesitar is regular. Necesitar, so we go here. Necesité, I needed. Tuve que, I had to. If in present tense I'm adding the que, tengo que. In past tense is the same. I need to respect my rules. I need to follow them in Espanol. Pude, I could. Like I could not go. No pude.
Pude is more like I was able to.
Yeah.
So we're going to use it just like in the present tense a lot more with no. No pude, no pude, no pude. What I couldn't do. I couldn't see you today because no pude, no pude, no pude.
Yeah, and I added a new one, prefiero. I prefer to do something. And we can do it in past tense. It's regular. Preferí. I preferred. In this case, we're using trabajar. No quise trabajar. I didn't want to work. How do you say, I couldn't work yesterday? No pude trabajar. Right? This is the basis. This is what you need to remember all the time. And then you can add context after, like no pude trabajar ayer because I was sick. Or you can put something in front like no, the word no quise, no necesité. So the double verbs in past tense are going to work the same way in present tense, but the only thing that you're replacing is the conjugation of the main verb. The rest remains. Trabajar y trabajar. So it's going to be the same for the next one. If I said in present tense, es importante, it is important. In past tense, it's going to be, in English, for example, it was important. It was good. It was bad. It was necessary. So how do you say it was with ser in past tense? Take a moment. Okay, I'm going to reveal it. Fue. Fue.
You guys got to watch the last video. If you need a little bit of review on this, don't let this confuse you. When we say fue, it doesn't mean he went or it went. It means it was in the context of ser because ser and ir are identical in the simple past. So, fue genial. It was amazing to see you. Same structure. Fue genial verte. See? Fue increíble trabajar con Nelfer. It was amazing to work with Nelfer.
So how would you say, it was impossible for me to find a taxi last night?
Fue imposible encontrar un taxi anoche.
Bien. So if in present tense, this is what we just did. We have voy a, the present tense of ir. Now we're going to do fui a.
I went.
Right. Something that you can do if you're struggling with this is you can be as narcissistic as you want in Spanish. Practice only with yo. Once you can deal with quiero, necesito, for me, voy, fui, then add the tú. Yo fui, tú fuiste. Once you can deal with this change, fui, fuiste, como, comes, trabajé, trabajaste, is that you're ready to deal with the rest. Like, whenever you're gonna say, oh, my sister, oh, maybe I need another ending. Once you suspect it like this, it means that you're ready to conjugate in Spanish. But at the beginning, make sure you practice only for the first person, like in order to provide information about yourself, in order to survive. And then we say, fui a trabajar, voy a trabajar, fui a trabajar, right? And finally, if we say the rule is to be estar plus ing, it's the same for present, for future, for conditional. Think about this. In English, you say, I am working. I was working. Working remains, right? I have been working. I will have been working. I would have been working. always working. The same in Espanol. You are replacing, I'm going to say it so many times until you remember this, you are replacing only the conjugation of the main verb. In this case is estar. Estoy trabajando. And for past tense, estuve trabajando. Estuve, estuviste, estuvo, estuvimos, estuvieron trabajando. And there you go. You have a cool hack. And Chris is now going to tell you how to use this to practice like in cycles and to make it really, really, really useful for you.
Well, really, guys, the cycle, you can force it on paper and then read it out loud, but just make sure it makes sense. So we just have to add context to everything. If we're going to use the verb trabajar, I want you guys to do a full cycle with a lot of context. And then we're going to go in order, but when you're feeling more comfortable, we can go from the present tense to the past tense, up here to the present tense, over here to the past tense. And before we know it, we're speaking in the present tense, the future tense, and the past tense to give amazing descriptions of our lives and what we did yesterday and what we're going to do for the rest of our lives. And with a little bit more work, having conversation, asking questions too, right? All right, so trabajar. Yo trabajo en Blink. Yo quiero trabajar por lo menos 15 más años. Es importante trabajar en algo que te gusta hacer. Yo no voy a trabajar en los Estados Unidos porque voy a trabajar en Colombia el resto de mi vida. Estoy trabajando porque mis niños lo necesitan. Genial. All right, now I'm going to go to the past tense. All right. I worked. Yo trabajé en Los Ángeles. ¿Cuántos años? Más de 10 años. Yo no quise trabajar más en Los Ángeles. Entonces fui a trabajar en Blink. Estuve trabajando en Blink más de 5 años y después empecé el podcast con Nell. I was forced to look up a lot of vocabulary if I'm the new student. I was forced to really make it from the heart, like my story, but I did it. Now that might take you 25 minutes. But after you have this amazing thing written about your present life and your past life and the past actions you made, if you read that out loud until you understand every single word that you're saying, meaning you memorize your new vocabulary, you're using your verbs correctly, and everything is conjugated well, at that point, you are ready to open this up to asking someone the questions in the cycle. And before long, you can do the whole cycle talking about your dad's life. You can do the whole cycle talking about our beautiful life together. And you can do the whole cycle about telling us about your grandparents. All right. Yeah. So let's let Nelfer take it a little bit from here. Before we keep going, guys, please remember, like, subscribe, tell your friends about the Spanish Code podcast because it's awesome.
Yeah, let me tell you why this is really important. What can you get when practicing in these cycles? First, you can do it with one verb, no context. You don't need that pressure if you don't know like words related to the verb. Let's say you are practicing with comer. If you didn't know the verb comer, it's an example, you're going to be practicing the word. You're never going to forget it after that cycle. Second, you're going to be practicing every single structure you've been covering. Like, because when you get here and you say fui a comer, you can see the structure. You can say it because you have it here. Fui a, and you know that the verb doesn't change. Fui a comer. And then you're going to wonder like, oh, what's fui a comer again? What's the meaning? You need to be aware of what you're saying. It's not like I'm going to do the cycle like quiero comer, es importante comer, but not being aware of what you're saying because it doesn't work that way. I hope you find it useful. I've been teaching this way for 11 years. My students find it like awesome. And it is only going to work if you practice with it.
All right. So before we wrap this up, guys, how do we practice with it? Well, you just heard one example from me. I used one word. I used trabajar. Choose 5. All right. And make sure that maybe 3 of those are going to be AR verbs. But make sure that at least 1, if not 2, are verbs that end in ER or IR. Because part of this whole process is to peg our different endings in the different tenses, right? And the different uses in the different tenses. So if you need to look up the present tense of ver, because you know it's not vo, okay, veo, right? But go through the entire thing with the verb ver, right? Watching watching movies, seeing people, right? And choose 3 more. And choose 5 every day. If you're forgetting a verb, keep it in your list. Once you're not forgetting it, take it out of your list. It must be replaced. Okay, swim, right? Swim, drink, right? Sleep, wake up, right? There are so many verbs we have to learn. There are hundreds. So by doing this with 5 a day, maybe taking out 1 every day and adding a new one, you're going to get through a lot of verbs in a couple of months. And you're going to be speaking really, really well. All right, guys. So questions, comments in the box below. Check the links in the box below for some content that we have for you. Also links to the other podcasts related to this podcast. Nelfer and I will be back very, very soon with another great podcast. So tell us what you want to see in the comments below. Hasta luego, estudiantes.
Muchas gracias. Chao, chao.